recording. Welcome back to the Texas Hill Country Insider. I'm Ryan Rendon with Rendon Realty Group. Today we have Brock Carroll filling in for Steven. Steven unfortunately could not make it today, but Brock's been on the podcast before and we had some great conversations. But welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah. And then today we also have Will Cooper, who I had the opportunity to go to school with back in the Fredericksburg days.
In the day.
It's crazy to think how long ago it's already been. Like, we're getting old, man.
Yeah, dude. We're getting some gray hairs and yeah.
Mine are mainly in the beard, but they're more coming.
I'm catching myself saying things my dad said probably like 20 years ago. I'm like, wow, I'm that old guy now.
I've definitely turned into my dad. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Coming up on 20-year anniversaries.
Come on.
High school graduation.
16 right now for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
2009. So.
Sheesh.
Oh, yeah. You're at 10, so 2009.
Yeah.
You're the old guy.
I'm the old guy.
You look younger than both of us.
He does. Yeah.
It's a baby face.
It's a
no
complexion. It's a complexion. It's not fair.
Well, anyway, so we'll get this thing going. We like to start every podcast with a prayer, so we'll get that going and do a quick snapshot for Will, and then we'll just start talking a little hunting and other things going on here in the Hill Country. So
sounds good.
All right. Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for today. Thank you for giving us opportunity to chat with Will today and everything he's got going on. And Lord, thank you for the opportunity that you have given Will, myself, Brock, Steven, and all those who get the chance to go out to Western states, Northern states to hunt. It's such a blessing that we have that opportunity, and I pray that we don't take it for granted and be able to share those experiences with our families and our young kiddos growing up as well. Lord, again, thank you for today, and I just pray that you always help us, guide us, lead us to do your will and not our own. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right, so guest snapshot. Let's get this going. Will Cooper is a Fredericksburg native, lifelong hunter and outdoor media professional who has built a career at the intersection of hunting culture and brand marketing. He grew up chasing whitetails and bass in the Texas Hill Country, competed as a sprinter at McMurry University, and after a career-ending injury, found his way into the outdoor industry through a college bass club he founded himself. Pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, can I copy paste this from my LinkedIn?
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, man. So that was a decision that set off a career that has taken him through outdoor television production, collegiate coaching, archery, retail, and social media management for some of the biggest names in the hunting world. Today, Will serves as social media director for GSM Outdoors, a company with more than 40 hunting. It's actually 60.
60
and
counting.
And counting. Hunting, shooting, and outdoor brands, and co-hosts the HuntStand podcast alongside Josh. How do you say his last name?
Oh, I want to see if you can get this.
Dalkey.
Yeah, you said it right. Well, supposedly I've been saying it wrong for like the past 14 years. So
how have you been saying it?
I've been saying it Dalkey, and apparently I don't know if it's Dalkey or Dalkey. He's letting it be a mystery, so I don't know.
He just lets you do it.
I don't know. Everybody says Dalkey.
Oh, that's hilarious. With nearly 20 years of bow hunting experience and hundreds of podcast interviews under his belt, he is as comfortable behind the camera as he is in the deer blind. He is married to Kelly, and they have 2 kiddos, daughters, and a son.
On the way.
Yep. On the way. Is passionate about passing hunting traditions to the next generation and still calls Fredericksburg home. That's about it.
I need that for my LinkedIn.
Yeah, well, that's kind of where I got it from.
It would look good. It'd look good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, all right, man. Let's talk a little bit about where, so of course you grew up here in Fredericksburg, but dive into that and then what ultimately led you into the hunting world. Let's hear it.
Dude, you want the short version or the long version?
I don't know. So we got a little while here. Let me see what time
we got 2 hours, right?
We got 2 hours. Let's hear the medium version.
Well, it all started when I was a twinkle in my dad's eye. No, I'm just kidding. I'll do the right thing. So, I grew up here, small town Fredericksburg. I used to joke around with people. I wanted my own hunting show back in the day.
Yeah.
Never thought it was going to happen. Like we grew up in, what was it, the 2010s? You want 10s, single digits, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go to school, get a job, buy a house, have kids, have a baby. I think I've probably done that in my own way. But I was going to be a math teacher.
Really?
Track coach. Yeah, dude, I got my degree in math.
Oh, I never asked you. I was actually going to ask you that earlier and I forgot.
Don't ask me how I got my college degree in that. I really don't know how I made it through 4 years of math.
That's horrible.
I don't know.
Doesn't sound fun.
No, it wasn't. I mean, we were literally like writing essays in math, like proofs and theories. And I'm like, how is this going to help me be a math teacher? But anyway, I was going to do that, do the whole track coach, football coach, be a math teacher. If Coach Aldrich is listening to this, I was kind of hoping to be like his replacement one day.
Yeah. I can see that.
And dude, I completely deviated off that route.
Yeah.
Went to college, ran track, got injured. And honestly, that's kind of where the pivot happened for me. Was doing really good on this, being a sprinter for the team, like was ranked nationally, all this cool stuff. Tore my hamstring, and they're like, yeah, you're probably not going to be as fast again. Well, at the same time, college bass fishing had really started to explode on the scene. So you were seeing stuff like Carhartt Collegiate Bass Fishing, U.S. Boat, or I can't even remember back then what it was called, U.S. Boat Collegiate Bass Fishing Championship. And my dad's like, you should start a bass fishing team. Because I fished for a local club here in town, my dad and I would, and we would just go on weekends. Sports happened, so I didn't do it like as much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, nobody's going to want to start a bass fishing. Like, nobody's going to join this at a small school in Abilene, Texas.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. I get hurt, crutched my way into the library that night, was meeting up with a couple buddies to study, had a test, homework, whatever. And I look, and they're like huddled up against the backside of the library, just sitting there, just laughing like schoolgirls. I'm like, what are y'all laughing about? They're like, oh, dude, we thought it'd be funny if, because they like to fish. Like, oh, we thought it'd be funny if we made these fishing team jerseys and made people think we had a fishing team at school. And I'm like,
when they didn't know that you were talking about
nobody had zero inclination. Like this was literally just conversations I had with my dad.
Yeah.
And I go, screw that. We're going to start a bass fishing team. We're going to be the first 4 members. So I'm not kidding you, dude. We go to the president, we charter the club, and by fall we had bass boats parked on the quad. Like we'd gone to like a local dealer, and they were letting us borrow boats and stuff. And senior year went and fished a national championship, and that's where I got into the industry really. Because the university wanted to hire me to coach, but they were like in this weird transition because the head track coach at the time, she had been there for, 20 years at this point. Wow. Had led the team to like 17 consecutive conference championships, 2 national titles for the men.
Wow.
So she's retiring. The new assistant was her, or the new head was going to be her assistant. So like there was this weird transition going on. They wanted to hire me, but it was just weird. They couldn't get money figured out. And so I went to the outdoor industry. The guy, his name's Wade Middleton. I don't know if you've ever seen like Yamaha's Whitetail Diaries on TV. Sounds like you have. So he was my boss. He was I went and interviewed at the national championship because he owned a company called Carico TV. Okay. And they hosted that event in unison with the tournament trail. And they did all the television production. And so interviewed with him and their team there. Graduated college. 2 weeks later, I'm on a boat filming a bass fishing championship for a Pro-Am division like 2 weeks later. So
that's crazy.
It was fun, man. Like I got to film people, guide people, hunting shows, fishing tournaments. And it's honestly kind of like what set a clear foundation for the outdoor industry. But then my college came knocking a year and a half later, like, hey, we want you to come back now. We got everything figured out. I'm like, you know what? I'm young enough. I was still trying to figure out like my path.
Yeah.
Like, I will do this. Everybody thought I was crazy. So did that for, I don't remember, 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Met my wife. And this is where the story gets crazy. Like, buckle in because none of it's going to make sense. And I figured this would be a good place to tell it because people ask me all the time, like, how'd you get in the industry? Because there's so many people I've met that have had like a clear path of how they've done it.
Yeah.
Like, they went to school for marketing. They did an internship with XYZ brand. Then they're in the industry.
Yeah.
So meet my wife. She has an opportunity to work at the accounting firm that she did her internship with, like the path that everybody should, right? And she needed to know by February of, I think it was 2017, of whether or not we were going to do this. I said, you know what? Do it. I had my opportunity straight out of college. I'll figure something out.
Yep.
And so we did it. We moved down to Austin, Texas. I had actually accepted a position as an assistant for another university that was going to start a program. They ended up axing the program. I had resigned already at McMurry, so I couldn't take my old job back because they already hired my replacement.
No.
So here I am, a newlywed dude.
No job.
No job. Like,
Mooching off the wife.
Yeah.
The dream.
yeah, exactly. We just get back from our honeymoon, and you know, literally the U-Haul truck's packed up, and I'm like, dude, I am so screwed. So screwed. But luckily at the time, her dad, before he passed, he had a completion construction business. So he just kind of hired me. Like, I'd go in, and I'm sure you're probably familiar with it. Knowing Steven, like, as the builder puts in for quotes and stuff, they say like, hey, we put in for a loan with the homeowner, however they do it, for ovens, utilities, wood, fascia board. So my job was showing up at the construction site, make sure that what the builder says is true, and then report back. And it was good. So I did that for like 6 months. Then I found a job with a hunting store called Sportsman's Finest in Bee Cave.
Okay.
They had just started an archery department, and they wanted me to come in, learn from the guy that was there because he was out the door, learned everything I could, and then I managed and ran an archery shop for 2 years, year and a half, 2 years.
Were you into archery prior to that?
Yeah, so like I grew up bow hunting, found a bow in my dad's closet, and actually a buddy of mine in middle school, his name was Mackie Bollinger. I don't know if you remember him.
He's still here. Yeah,
he's in town.
He does welding and stuff.
Yeah. And so after I'd found like my bow in my dad's closet, I was like too young to like pull back on it. It was too heavy, but you know, I was hanging out with Mackie, go spend the night at his house, and like, you know, we'd go do things on his property, and he had a bow that I could pull back on. And dude, that's where it like skyrocketed. So that's kind of where it got in. Then when I was working for Wade, I'd have to work on people's bows, you know, kind of knew what I was doing, but not really. Like, you know, I knew how to adjust things for people, but don't ask me to paper tune back then. So learned everything at the shop, did that for 2 years, and then had a customer of mine come in. And he typically never bought anything. Well, somehow I made him walk out the door with, at the time, 2 Carbon Hoyt RX4 Ultras in Kuyu, fully decked out, like 24 arrows, custom built, and I think it was like 6 or 7K out the door. He comes back 3 days later, and he goes, dude, I'm pissed at you. And I'm like, oh God, what? And now keep in mind, like, he sold windows for Renewal by Anderson. He's like, dude, nobody has ever sold me on 2 bows like that. I go home with 2 bows, not even knowing what just happened. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, it's not refundable. Like, I can't take these back. I'm like, maybe the broadheads and stuff that are, you know, still in the case, but the bows are yours, man. Like, I pointed at the sun. I go, all sales are final, bud. And he goes, no, I want you to come work for me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, I want you to come sell windows. So at the time, we had just found out we were pregnant with our first. I'm like, you know what? I'm still young. Still trying to figure out what I want to do for a career. Like, this bow thing's cool. I can always come back and do this, open up my own shop, you know, be a tech, whatever. And, you know, he showed me like the money side of it. And that's when, like, when you're 20, what was I, 25, 26 at the time, you're like flashing, you're showing like all the money, and like you're seeing their lavish lifestyle. You're like, man, I can do this just by slinging windows, and I'm not having to like cold call anybody and knock on doors. Like, I've already got the alley-oop for his sales. Like, sign me up. So they hook you for the first month. They take in all these like lavish homes. Like, he got to cherry pick like all the leads. So we go into, you know, all these homes, and I'd say we're probably at a 75, 90% like success rate on selling. So I made a fat commission check for a first month with what he shared with me. Well, then I go out on my own. They send me up to Waco, Texas. I'm walking into people's homes who have blue tarps on their roof. And I'm like, you're telling me you want me to sling $30,000 to $40,000 in windows when these people can barely afford to patch their roof? So, dude, I think I did that for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
COVID hits.
Oh gosh.
I have all my old customers like hit me up, like want me to work on their bows. I'm like, oh, I'm over here trying to sell windows. Like, leave me alone. Da da da. Well, then COVID hits. Nobody knows what it is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped sending me into people's homes. I was 100% commission rate, no base salary, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not walking into people's homes anymore with a pregnant wife. Like, nobody knows what this is yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and it was honestly before I think the whole mask thing got weird too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, dude, I set up a bow shop out of our living room. All my customers at the old store, because the store had shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well,
Because
hell.
of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody jokes about it. Like, dude, you were a black market bow tech. Like, I would literally meet people at an HEB parking lot, get your draw length. I had a way that I could figure out like your peep height and everything from an arrow. And dude, I would set up their bows, work on them in the house, and they would show up. We'd paper tune it when they got to the house outside. They'd sight them in. And dude, it floated me for 7 months. It was crazy. Awesome. I was busy. Like, I was at the point that I actually almost opened a retail location in Dripping Springs.
No kidding.
Yeah, we were still living in Dripping.
Because during COVID, hunting really, I mean, it had a huge leap in it. Yeah. So that was one of the reasons, I guess, because everybody was trying to get outside.
Like, I was going to, all these brick and mortar stores got hit hard. So, I mean, some of them had to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't good, but I had the business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, they were starting to loosen up a little bit. I'm like, I might just go open up a retail shop. Like, I went and looked at places in Dripping. Like, it was pretty close. But then here in town, y'all both know Los Cazadores.
Mm-hmm.
They were hiring for an assistant manager position, and went in, and I see this camo Numa on the backside.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me go see what this is about before I open up do this archery thing. So they saw like my experience with like social media management that I'd done with all these companies in the past and brands, and because I did it everywhere I worked, even as a coach. Like I ran social media for us.
Got it.
Did like graphic design.
Yeah, I meant to ask where that started. That actually started back in...
It was with Carico in college, because like we started a bass fishing page and all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
So they saw that. They wanted me to come on board. So I bow teched at Los Cazadores for a while in Numa.
Mm-hmm.
Then things got weird there with their ownership. Things changed.
Yeah.
The guy who hired me left. And that's when we were like, yeah, this isn't good.
What year was that?
2021. I was on a hunt. Go ahead.
Was Dylan and Kendall and all them still there?
Dylan and Destry had just exited.
They're out. Okay.
Yes, they were that's when things got weird.
Okay.
And so I was actually on a hunt for Numa at the time with my good buddy Josh Dahlke at HuntStand, because we were trying to work this partnership. Josh and I had met years ago at a Riders at Camp at working for Carico. We go on this hunt. Things are hitting the fan. I'm taking phone calls like up in a tree stand and stuff. And he's like, man, are things good? And I'm like, dude, is HuntStand hiring? And he goes, well, actually, they might be, man. He goes, I think I just got approved to hire a content role. I said, dude, I might have to put my name in the hat for that.
Yeah.
And I left Numa, Los Cazadores, like 2 days after Christmas in 2021. Went on a mule deer hunt in Arizona, over-the-counter tag, and had a couple of companies that were like courting me. I called Josh. I'm like, dude, I want to work for HuntStand. And had an interview with the owner of HuntStand, Lanford Holloway, and actually now the CMO at GSM Outdoors, Spencer Simple. They both interviewed me. I'm like, I'm sitting on the mountain in hunting. Like I'm leaned up against my pack. I'm like, sorry guys, I'm not in like a formal setting, like suit and tie, remote call. They're like, no, this is perfect. This is perfect, man. Yeah, exactly. And so they interviewed me, and dude, I remember glassing for coos and mule deer on the side of a mountain, like 3 miles away from a road, signing my contract and everything with HuntStand, like DocuSign.
It's so awesome.
And so, I mean, fast forward, GSM bought HuntStand, and I mean, here I am now. So I hope that wasn't too long-winded.
That was great. Yeah, no, that was great. So GSM has 60
and counting, 60 plus.
Wow. And you're the manager for whole umbrella.
So I'm the social media director. So I'm the gatekeeper basically. Like we've got fishing, hunt, shoot, cutlery, rugged, and apps. So we've got a team, like there's a whole team dedicated. I would say like I don't want to say the company is split in two, but it kind of is when it comes to marketing. I mean, it's hard to do fishing and everything else. Yep. So we kind of have like a dedicated fishing team and then a team dedicated to everything else. Okay. But I'm the gatekeeper for socials for all of it. So like if things get wonky with Meta, like if one of the fishing dudes gets locked out because Meta's like super geo restricted on like logins and like IP address, like if somebody tries to log in when they're remote, they're traveling, it'll kick us out, think we're getting hacked. So I've got to go out on the back end, fix things. So I like to joke like I'm more of an advisor for the fishing team, but they come to me for, anything like high level with socials. But then like on the hunting shoot side, I'm heavily involved over there.
Yeah. So that's going on now. So that was 2022?
Yeah, they bought us in November of 2022.
Okay.
They bought, I say us, GSM bought HuntStand in 2022.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're fully remote?
Yeah, fully remote. Yeah, I mean, I've been, ever since I left the window company, I've been a fully remote employee for everybody I've worked with, except for when they, I was bow teching for Los Cazadores. I went in a couple days a week to help out with James. But yeah, I've been full remote, man. And I love it.
What are some of the biggest things you'll have going on this year as far as, I know, you do your own films. The, what do y'all call the films? Like the ones you did with Axis recently.
It's just a HuntStand original.
HuntStand original.
Yeah. HuntStand feature film.
So you'll have that's for HuntStand. But what are the things you'll have going on? Like, this year, of course, we have hunting season coming up, elk season, deer season, everything. What all do you have on the horizon this year?
Ooh, oofta. Man, so
I heard about a big hunt you have.
Yeah, I got a big one coming up in August. So I'm actually going after elk and mule deer in Alberta. We're going to film it at the end of August.
That's awesome.
But from the rest of GSM, we just launched new cameras for Stealth Cam, got some new AI features integrated into the app, which is freaking sick.
That's cool.
We've got a women's line coming with Muddy Camo apparel. We launched men's line 2 years ago. So we've been getting hit left and right. When's the women's coming? And so we're finally launching that actually here in the coming weeks. And we've got other brands that, we've got like product launches within those. I mean, dude, there's a lot. Like we've got knives with SOG and cold steel. We've got hearing protection with walkers. I mean, there's stuff under that window. Ozone stuff with Muddy. I mean, dude, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I meant to ask you a while back. So at the Muddy stuff, do you all have like Western hunting? You have stuff that you obviously showed me at your storage unit, stuff that's great for like, a deer stand here in Texas or whatever. But do you have some real good lightweight stuff? Do they have any of that?
That actually just launched.
Oh, really?
In fact, my buddy Jermaine Hodge, he's actually heading after some Rocky Mountain Bighorn ram. He got that ram tag, archery tag that just started.
Oh, nice.
So he just got that.
Yeah.
And he literally just got a box of this stuff 2 days ago.
Really?
At his doorstep. And he was sending me pictures this morning, actually.
Yeah.
But we've got a 4-way stretch pant under the Muddy line. It's a DV8 brush pant. I don't like that we call it brush pant. It's not a brush pant, but, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll probably get dinged for that. I don't care. But it's got dual ventilation ports. It's got, inner thigh port and then an exterior port right on your thigh so you can dump heat, but it's 4-way stretch. Like you can wear it from now through probably into first rifle. Like I wore it in third rifle last year, but there was no snow and it was like highs in the 50s.
It was pretty warm last year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like teens. I mean, it was perfect.
Yeah.
And if it was super cold, I just layered up with, a puffy pant or something. But we got that. It's not really a puffy jacket. It's like a hybrid puffy, but it's good for glassing. It's called the Assault Jacket and Vest that we can wear. We've got, some lightweight performance stuff. So, I mean, I got to test it during third rifle.
Oh, really?
Last year. But, I mean, I'll wear it archery elk. Like, I'm going to wear it when I go up to Alberta.
Yeah.
Going to wear it first, second, and, not until it gets too cold. But,
yeah,
I mean, Muddy's got the stuff that it can be from the back 40 to the backcountry. It's like you got 40 acres in town, you can take it there, or backcountry.
Well, as a guy that grew up in the Midwest and deer hunted, right? It's the same thing. You can have September 1st that are frigid cold. You can have October Halloween days where you're shorts and a t-shirt. So having that diversified apparel is not just for the mountains, but
and we've. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this, but we've got solids coming. From what I've understood, in 2020, what are we in? 27?
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to.
Okay.
Which I think will be pretty hot.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
You said solids. What's
Yeah.
Like solid colors.
Solid colors.
Oh, just solid colors.
Yeah, because you got Western dudes like, we're primarily a mossy oak company. Like we work with mossy oak. They provide all the camo. We've got Vail as well, but, bottom land just can't get beat right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, Western guys are like, man, I don't want to wear that. Just give me a solid.
Well, if I'm going to spend $250 on a pant or a jacket, I want to be able to wear it year round.
Yeah, you want to.
I don't want to just.
You want to take it to the bar, out to dinner with the wife,
Right.
whatnot. So I mean, yeah, we'll come
That's
out with
cool.
solids.
Nice. That's cool. So I remember you saying that last year, like before we went to Colorado Brock, saying this, that, you never know what kind of weather you're going to get. Of course, last year was pretty warm, but even Tyler, honestly, I've been thinking about going with him this year, potentially. He got a heck of a bull 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
First rifle, snow everywhere. I mean,
dude.
you just never know what you're going to run.
No, I mean, like I was in second rifle. They kept talking about snow showers.
Is that you and Jermaine?
Yeah.
That was second rifle?
Yeah, that was second
I
rifle.
got hammered.
Yeah. So I mean, they're talking like, snow showers, like, 3 to 4 inches, like, oh, perfect. That's exactly what we need. Like, half foot of snow. Money. Dude, literally the morning of, like, we're packing up at Jermaine's house. We're going to go up to the mountain. News comes on, like, winter storm warning. We're like, crap. So we get the camp set up that night. You can hear it hitting the roof of the wall tent at like 2 a.m. We had, like those white plastic tables are about as tall as this, this table right here.
Yeah.
There was snow drift touching the bottom side of that. And we had like a mall, we had water, we had some like wood, and we had other things completely disappeared. And there was a foot and a half of snow everywhere the next morning. I'm like, this hunt's over. And Jermaine's like, no, baby, we're going.
It's game time.
Nobody was driving around and we were seeing elk. I'm like, heck yeah, dude.
We got a heck of a bull out of that trip. Have you seen it? You never seen a picture of it, have you?
Is that the one on your Facebook?
Probably.
The wall tent? You
Yeah.
got the 2 bulls?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I saw that. It was a stud.
That was that trip.
Big 6 point.
Yeah,
perfect.
6x6.
Yeah, it was like
he was-
305, 310 or something like that.
We rough scored him at 303.
303.
But I've had some people look at it like, no, it's a 315. I'm like, I need to go get it
It's like a hell of a
officially
bull.
scored.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
and then
bull, though.
You went on an elk hunt. Well, I don't remember what year you said that was, but it was second rifle. I'm pretty sure you said. You said you had minor frostbite.
Oh, that was cold.
Was that
one.
second rifle?
Yeah, that dropped. I saw negative 26.
Was it 2023?
No, it was probably 2020. And yeah, solo. It was a first
Dude,
day.
you're
Opening day
solo,
was
too.
great. It was like 45, 50 degree highs. Shot a bull opening morning. Got everything but a front shoulder packed out. Went back in the next day. Weather came in. It went from 35 to by the
crazy.
time I got back to my truck, it was about 2 inches of snow. By 3 or 4 p.m., we had a foot and a half of snow, and it dropped. And that night, the next 3 days were negatives. Never got above. I saw negative 26 on my truck, and I hunted. Shot a cow, I think day 3, because I was like, I'm sick of sitting in a tent.
Yeah.
But it was 80 degrees. I was sitting there in my underwear, roasting marshmallows. I have a little TB tent with a stove, and it was great in there, but you're having to wake up every 2-3 hours to stoke
the
it
fire
at night because it was too cold.
Dude, it was negative 16 the morning I killed, and we got to the top of the mountain to shoot. Dude, I had ice crystals right here, ice crystals here. I could feel it in my nose, and then like I had long hair at the time, and I could just see my hair frosted because I was sweating, and it was just frosting.
Yeah.
It was insane.
It's from the sweat, too. You're hiking around, and then everything freezes. I don't wear insulated boots because I sweat too much, but you get up there, you don't have a choice. I mean, you got to swap socks right away.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
brutal. It's dangerous. Yeah,
Well-
I had 6 months where I didn't have feeling in my toes, or
And
at
if-
least my 2 big toes.
If you wanted water the next day, because like we weren't getting, we were in our negative 25 degree bags that night. And if you wanted water first thing in the morning,
bag.
you had to put it in your Nalgene bottle and sleep with it in your bag, especially like if you wanted a hot cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Because, dude, if you didn't do that, it was going to be frozen in the morning. Because, we would stoke the fire as hot as we could, and we'd leave the ports open where she'd breathe for a while. But, she'd go out after a couple hours, and, dude, it just...
frigid. There's no insulation.
No. So, you just get in that negative 25 degree bag, and you just hope for the best.
Yeah.
But we had like sunflower heaters and stuff that first thing in the morning you crank that on,
Starts dripping.
Yeah, it just starts raining on you.
Well, that's the hard thing. People try to prep for the West, and you just don't know, right? You could have, and I've had archery seasons first week of September where you get a foot or two of snow in the mountains, and then the end of the month it's 60 degrees and sunny. You just don't know. So it's the same thing through second, third season, all the way through. Last year was weird. I got more snow when I was sheep hunting out there the second week of September. We got 6 inches overnight. They were calling for 1 to 2. I'm warm weather stuff and ended up getting 6 inches of snow. And then the end of the season, when I killed my ram on the 16th or 17th of November, it was still 45 degrees, but we had a storm come through that day and it pummeled snow. So you just never know. We didn't have any snow between those though. That month or 2 months worth, there was no snow. So it was September and then November. So you just never know. You can have cold, you can have warm. You just got to prepare. And it's layers.
Take everything. Yeah. Well, yeah, Texas for sure. You never know what kind of weather we're going to get. But, that makes sense. And that's, for me being a newer, Western hunting guy, golly, it's something I need to do with you probably again this year is sit down with gear, make sure I have everything I need. I'm still in the baby infant stages of this whole thing. So just making sure,
Some of it's, you got to have the essentials, but it's a layering system. You build it over time. You kind of build it on the base of the year that you're going. You're like, week out, weather looks good. I don't need a negative 25 degree bag. But if you get there and you're like, ooh, it's going to be cold and I only have a 20 degree bag. All right, you better go do some shopping real quick just to make sure. Because or buy plenty of hand warmers to throw in your pack at night. And there's ways, puffy pants, wearing those, puffy jacket inside your sleeping bag. There's ways to insulate that a little bit, but you're not going to want to spend the thousands of dollars that you need to build out your full line of system.
It's going to take a couple of years to build it out too. That's like anytime I have a buddy that wants to get into it, they're like, man, I want to go elk hunting. I'm like, okay, well, get ready because the first couple of years it's going to be an investment. Like, oh, the tag's like, no, dude, all the gear.
Yeah.
All the gear.
Don't tell your wife. You got to have your separate account for that one.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. I remember when you first sent me that gear list, I was like, yeah, I only need like some of this, right? And you're like, no, you should probably.
It's a list too, man. Like I've sent that list to a lot of people and they're like, what the, Will, are you serious? I need all this? Like,
because I think you even had prices on the side or something, right? I think, or no, you just had links and then I'll go.
Yeah, I think I have it like segmented on like stuff in your pack, layering systems, and I have like links to like items that you should get.
Yeah.
And that's just from like my experience of stuff and things you really need. And I think I have like things in red of like, do not leave home without this.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, it's great times though. We had a heck of experience. We had the podcast with me, Brock, Tom, Steven, and we kind of rehashed our whole experience. But man, I cannot wait to get out there. Steven, this year, he's not going. He's got some
We'll see. We'll see if we can pull him out last minute.
What's his excuse?
He's got a wedding to go to.
Wedding. Yeah, he's got a few
High
things.
rocks in a wedding, dude.
This guy's about to have a baby during the hunt season. Like.
In November 1, but
that's also a mistake. You know that, but
well, here's the thing: our family's a little different. So when we had our first child, October 20th in 2020, 10 days later, we were bow hunting, and there's a picture of me with a dead buck, and I'm holding her like this, So we're gonna do the same thing with our son, like. I think 10 days after will probably be right around Thanksgiving-ish.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
We'll be out there. I'll be hunting.
So Michigan, my birthday is September 30th. My dad was hunting the next day because October 1st is the opener for bow season in Michigan every year. So my mom was still in the hospital. She's like, well, you can't do anything here. So he was hunting the next day. But my wife, it's times have changed a little bit.
His name's going to be Easton, too.
Awesome.
Love it.
So,
love it.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, congrats.
Thanks.
No, it's gonna be super exciting. I can't wait to. I just listened to. I don't know. Did you listen to one of the most recent Initial Scent or the Mountain Dude podcast?
Yeah.
When he had his 4-year-old on. What's his name? Kai. Yeah, he had his son on. It was so cool. So he was just talking about like kind of just recommendations on how to prepare for the season, all that stuff. But he had his 4-year-old on the podcast on the mic, and they were chatting. He was asking all these questions and stuff. But I can't wait for that. It's gonna be so awesome to get to the point where you could take them out to the mountains. Even, of course, hunting around here, obviously. I shot my first deer when I was 6, so pretty early I was introduced to it. But especially getting out there, some Western hunting, it's going to be so great.
I know.
It's going to be so great.
My daughter got her first turkey when she was 5 this year. And dude, it was
Let's
insane.
hear that story.
Yeah.
Dude, well, I know my wife's grandmother was not happy the first time I took my daughter hunting with me. Like I killed a buck. And I'm not kidding you. Like my daughter, firstborn, she watched Bone Collector with me every morning. Like I had to get a My Outdoor TV subscription because of her. Oh my God. It's like we watched it every morning.
Yeah.
And so when she was 3, I took her on a second hunt with me, but I was actually like aiming to try and shoot something. And I took a crossbow. I was like, I'll take it if I see some pigs or something. You know, that way she doesn't have to worry about like loud bang, or I don't want her to be afraid of a rifle shot yet.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just take it. We had a pig problem at the time, and, you know, we had seen some bucks. I'm like, I'm not worried about those. Dude, we got in the stand at like 4:30. We sat there, deer coming in, so like sit her on my lap. She's watching. She's like, oh my God. Shoot a buck that comes in. We blood trail it, find it. And there's actually a YouTube video of this. So there's proof of this that my wife's grandmother did not approve of. My daughter goes over to that deer, sits on the neck, pulls the antler up, and starts talking to me like she starts talking to the camera like she shot this thing. And I'm like, oh God, what have I done? What have I created? And I'm inside, I'm like, yes. But then at the same time, I'm like, man, this is freaking sick, but
so cool.
Crap. Dude, in my wife's grandma was like, I can't believe you let him take her out there and see all that blood and this and that. And like, she had seen all these TV shows, so she was used to it.
Yeah.
Well, then fast forward to this past spring, she'd been wanting to shoot a turkey. I'm like, yeah, kind of concerned about what she's going to do with a rifle. Like, we'd bought her a 22 that she'd been shooting, but you know, there's no kick or loud bang associated with it. So I take her out on a Friday evening with a 410. Savage is one of our partners. They send me a break open 410, put a red dot on it. I'm like, all right, what's she going to do with this? Dude, first shot. It's on my Instagram. She is jacked up. Because I knew it was so awesome. I knew it was going to go one of two ways. She was going to be jacked or she didn't want to do this again.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Dude, I put some hearing protection on her. She shoots. She's screaming, hooping, hollering. I'm like, gold. So she gets that thing where she's freaking smoking that turkey's head at 20 yards.
Awesome. So
next morning, me, her, and my dad go out. And we get in a pop-up because I'm like, not going to make her sit on the ground. Grass is tall. She likes to fidget a bunch. So we had been seeing some turkeys on camera. I'm like, I've never killed a turkey on this property before, ever. And because our neighbors came in, I fenced it. I've called them up to that fence all the time, and I'm like, I don't even bother with them anymore. But for some reason, we'd been catching them on camera on our side, like consistently for 4 or 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. My God, we'll just go out there, let her hear some gobbles. So we're watching them, call them up to the fence, like, whatever, same thing. We're sitting there, and finally she kind of got bored, put her on, Frozen. She's watching that. And about that time, my dad goes, there's one coming. I'm like, yeah, he's at the fence. He's like, no, he's on this side. I'm like, look up, I'm like, oh, get her up. Guns on the shooting sticks. Dude, she freaking smoked him at 15 yards. And she
so 2
went.
days in a row.
Yeah,
she got the day before, and then.
No, she had been practicing the day before, and then she smoked this bird at like 15 yards.
Oh my gosh.
Called him in, and I'm like,
how cool.
Now she's at 5. Now we're on deer. She wants to shoot a doe this year. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, put her behind a gun. We'll see what happens. I mean, shotgun's easy, so we'll see if she can, get onto the concept of crosshairs, putting it on the right placement of the deer. But I mean, I don't doubt.
Have her shoot.
This is where I'm kind of like, I'm split because I want her to shoot the same rifle that I shot my first deer with. My wife shot her first deer with. It's a 22-250 that my dad has. Mm-hmm. Perfect caliber, but it's pretty loud and it's got a little bit of a kick.
Not suppressed. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not suppressed, but we work with Savage. I've got a 6.5 PRC that's suppressed. Mm-hmm. Might ever shoot that, or I've got a 6.5 Creedmoor that I'll have suppressed.
Yeah, I guess if you put it on, a stick, like one of the death grips or something,
Yeah, we've got a set of Tricer shooting sticks that, it's solid. super solid. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Even
I'm not-
22.
The Creedmoor I
Creed.
have, man, that's a heck of a rifle, and it doesn't kick at all.
yeah. And so, see, that's where
If
I'm
you need to
at.
borrow it,
Being
let me know.
suppressed, yeah.
That's where I'm at, where it's like, hey, we're going to shoot. I'm going to let her shoot this. If it's too much,
Yeah.
put it on the suppressed rifle
Mhm.
and go from there.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be whether or not she can put the crosshairs on the right spot.
Right.
I think she can. I think she
she's
can.
still 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Switch it to a red dot. She's got that mastered.
Yeah, she's got the red dot mastered.
close.
But I think the crosshairs, I think,
Yeah, I mean,
pretty-
it's
pretty simple to-
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not- you're going to be max 50 yards or something. Try to keep
under
it-
100.
Yeah, I try to keep it fairly
Yeah.
close. Man, that's awesome. What about so Noah is how old?
He'll
He's
be
still got a
4 in
ways.
September.
Yeah.
My first
Yeah.
I screwed up to September 13th, so it's bad.
Yeah,
See, that's the thing.
bow
I'd rather have in October or November versus September. Everybody's like, "Oh, hunting season." I'm like, yeah, it's just deer hunting in Texas.
Yeah.
We got 4 months to do that. You know.
No,
And that was when we were living in Colorado, so that was a
Oh yeah,
tricky
you really,
one.
you
But
really, you really messed us.
soon enough he'll be able to join me, which I'm
your
looking
math
forward
didn't.
to.
Your math didn't math so well.
No, math terribly.
Yeah. So this year you're going to Wyoming. So I know you planned on maybe going for a week and a half, come back, maybe celebrate his birthday, and then potentially go back.
That is the plan. I was talking to one of my buddies. So we put in as a party this year, a few buddies from Steamboat still, and then another
Good
one
tag?
that's general tag.
Oh, okay.
South unit. So South region. So we'll be kind of the whole southern part of Wyoming.
Yeah.
We're going to piece our way through that.
Shoot ya.
So yeah, I haven't hunted Wyoming for elk. So it'll be new adventure,
Neither
but it's
have I.
not that far from Steamboat, right? I mean, realistically, country's pretty similar. I've snowmobiled it, I've snowshoed it, I've cross country skied it a bit and hiked
Yeah.
it, but I haven't hunted it.
You and I
so-
probably elk hunted the same places in Colorado.
There's a good chance.
Yeah,
There's a good chance.
somewhere. Trying to think with that. I mean, screw it. Unit 18.
I've not hunted 18.
Okay.
No.
Well, the Hushin.
I've hunted close to it, but
The
I have
Hushin
not
guys
hunted,
have. So I mean, they've already blown it up. So it's not like me bringing that out right now is going to be a.
No, I have
anything.
not hunted that. But
It's
I've been through it.
It's a burn. It's
Yeah.
It's a good unit.
It's over the counter, or you have to?
Rifle.
Yeah. Okay.
Rifle over the
It's
counter.
part
Yeah.
of the second, third OTC units.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I want to start doing. Is I know you sent me several courses online, but just the e-scouting part, because I need to venture off from just being. So we went last year is great. Had my first, got my first elk out there, but being comfortable enough with going outside of just that area. But a big part of that is obviously e-scouting and spending a lot of time before the season hits to know the area and figure out where some good avenues are, some glassing points, all good stuff. But I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to that. So I need to take some courses and stuff.
Well, you need to. I mean, I'm not trying to like upsell you on anything, and I mean, you need to go to that elk immersion
I
camp.
want to go. I told Tom, I was like,
You just went, right?
Yeah, Mark Livesey's there, and that's you'll have like a whole day with him.
really?
Yeah. Gosh. Like,
I want to go.
dude, it's
So what's all covered in that?
so you get so Dan Staten, he's got his ElkShape brand.
Yep.
Then you've got MFJJ, Josh Jones,
Yep.
Podium Archer.
Mhm.
Those two have gotten together along with Joel Turner from Shot IQ
Mhm.
and Mark Livesey.
Okay.
So they get together. They're actually going to do it twice next year. They're going to do Washington and then Nashville.
Okay.
So when you come in, let's see, I got there on a Thursday. So it's a Thursday evening, full day Friday, full day Saturday, half day Sunday.
Okay.
I can't
Not
remember
too
what
bad.
I can't remember what the price tag is. It's a substantial amount, but it's
3K or so, I
yeah,
think.
but it's well worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
So when you come in Thursday evening, everybody shoots, hang out, and I think they're going to change it this year, but they actually gutted, skinned, quartered a live elk on MFJJ's back porch. And so that's what they did the first evening. And then Friday and Saturday, they split everybody up into groups. And so you'll go and do like a stress test with Dan. So what that is he'll put you through some kind of physical component, that's going to get your heart rate up, get your breathing hot and heavy to emulate, chasing a screaming bull in September up and down mountains, and you're out of breath and you got to take a shot. So he's going to show you like, hey, if you're fit, this is still going to suck, but you should be able to handle it pretty well. But if you're not, we're going to expose you, and you're going to realize that
need to work
walking around your neighborhood on flat ground in your tennis shoes with the 50-pound sack of corn on your back ain't going to cut it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've got to get in shape, i.e. CrossFit or some other form of like intense training.
Yeah.
The other part, they put you with Joel Turner, and he walks you through a shot process, which is really cool. So, I mean, you get to shoot your bow in front of him. He walks you through his whole course. You have a classroom session with him. Then you go back out and shoot your bow with him.
Okay.
So there's a lot of, you'll hear like open loop, closed loop, shot process that you have to go through there.
Yeah.
Then the other component is going in with Mark Livesey. Shows you Google Earth, all the map layers, what to look for, what not to look for, what to stay away from. So if you're non-resident like we are, and you don't get the advantage to go scout preseason,
right,
you can look at all. He's got, it's like 12 different touch points that if you're in a unit, you're looking at a unit and you zoom into an area, if it meets X amount of the 12 points, it's something you should probably go check out. And the cool thing is, like, dude, on Google Earth, you can zoom in and sometimes see like herds of elk. I'm sure you've probably used Google Earth.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you can see like herds of elk sometimes. It's pretty cool. So I think you get like a whole half day with him.
Cool.
Then the final component is you get shop time with MFJJ and his technicians. So they had 6 presses set up with one of his shop techs at each press, but then they broke everybody up into groups. So they would break down somebody's bow, swap out, put new strings on it, and show everybody how to do that. And that was at the help with the technician. Well, once everybody's seen that, the technician helps less and less and less through the 4 bows that need to get worked on. So by the final bow, everybody in that group should be able to walk that person through how to put new strings on, how to tie a D-loop, or, you know, how to set center shot, how to level everything, how to paper tune your bow, how to tie D-loop, knock points, serving. I don't know if I said tying in your peep, all that razz and jazz.
Yeah, we just literally just talked about that like a couple days ago. That's interesting. So, like, but if you're out in the, okay, that's just to kind of know how to put your bow together. Basically, the basics though. It's not getting too detailed. I mean,
well, it gets super detailed.
Does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, like,
That's everything you need to know.
It's everything you
Right,
need to
the
know.
main-
Yeah, because
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you could have been in a situation at home in your garage like I was this morning. Like, you know, I've got the full
Yeah.
full setup in the house, right, in the
Mhm.
garage. Because honestly, since I was a kid, I think the last person ever work on a bow for me was Cromers here in town back in the day.
That's where I got my first bow.
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
Yeah.
And so I've worked on my own bows ever since.
Mhm.
And this morning, I wanted to put a new peep in because my old one was a little too big. Found a new one. I did 30 seconds, and I was like, that should be good for the new sight I have on. Went to put it on and was cutting the string on my peep. Not the string, but the serving string, was tightening it. And I was like, man, got a little bit of a hitch there in the string. And I was like, I'm going to put just a little bit more force behind that. And dude, just sliced right into my main string. Cut, I don't know, 8-10 threads. And, like,
Gut wrenching.
yeah, it's gut wrenching because I was like, okay, that's not good. Because, I've barely nicked things before, or you might catch it on something and you'll see like a little bit of a burr. Totally fine to shoot. But dude, I sliced through 8 to 10 strands and had to swap out.
Yeah.
Like, I had that bow dialed. I was pissed because I was like, dude, this bow's been dialed, been shooting great. Was shooting at 124 yards. I was like, So that happened. Luckily, I had some new strings, and you will be in a proficient enough place that if you do that and you've got the set of strings, you don't need to go to your bow shop. Like, yes, you need to, support your local bow shop,
Right.
but
yeah.
you can at least put strings on and do that yourself.
But can you do it without a bow press?
You need a bow press.
Okay. So they kind of encourage, like, okay, if you're getting serious into bow hunting, get a press.
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Because you're going to want to fart with things. You're going to want to tune and tinker with things.
right,
Like, you're going to want to tinker with arrow setups. You're going to learn how to cut your own arrows, glue in inserts, do the whole 9 yards. Put your own fletch, do wraps. You know what I mean? If you want to actually tinker and really dial in, they teach you how to do that so you can have all the stuff in your house.
Interesting.
So it sounds
Okay.
like, you're obviously proficient. You already know that stuff. You've hunted, you've had success. So sounds like it's a pretty good event for anyone that's starting out, right? So Ryan, you
even if you're
obviously
not
know,
starting out.
But yeah, I guess my question there is, was it worth it for you? Like, what were your main takeaways as someone that knows a lot of things, specifically archery, but also in the e-scouting, elk hunting, how to gut?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
learned a lot.
Learning from Joel Turner helped me revamp my shot process. Just listen, because I was there shooting content. Because I'm good buddies with Dan Staten, so he was like, "Hey man, why don't you come out and shoot some content?" I was like, "Dude, pay for my flight." 2 days later, he's like, "Hey, your flight's booked." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I guess I need to take off work." So I did. So just being like,
so you were working. You weren't just attending. You were actually working.
Right. I was helping them run the camp, take some photos, shoot some video for stuff on their socials and whatnot, and got to work out with them, which was cool. But yeah, just picking up on stuff like Joel. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I need to revamp my shot process. So did that. Picked up on some things in the shop, like there's multiple ways to cook a pot of chili, just like there's multiple ways to set up a bow. So I always like learning from our other techs, like, oh, I've never thought to do that way, or see a new way to tie in a peep, or see a new way to tie in a D-loop, or helping them out. Like, it was cool there. Listening, where I saw the highest and greatest value was probably Mark Livesey, though. Like
e-scouting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at, certain things that he was looking at on the maps, identifying certain things. I'm like, well, I've been doing that wrong.
Yeah.
I need to do this right.
Yeah.
We'll just talk after.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got some questions.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to give away the juice
that
he sells.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's worth it. And I was talking to Tom Gromis about potentially going next year. And even if he, if you guys don't go, Steve and Tom, whoever, I think I'll probably still try to make that happen, just because I do want to get seriously into bow hunting. I shot my first deer with a bow when I was 8, and I didn't shoot a deer or a hog or anything with a rifle for probably 10 years after I shot my first deer with the bow. I just loved it.
Same.
And then, so I would absolutely love to get into bow hunting elk and mule deer and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Anybody that bow hunts, dude, they need to be proficient enough to work on it.
Yeah.
No different than like if you're working on a rifle. Like, no offense to like shop owners and stuff. Like, there's going to be times that you're going to have to take it into them.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
I've got some stories from whenever I used to be a tech and manage that shop. I mean, some of the things that dudes did, I'm like, I don't even know how they did it.
Well, now bows have gotten pretty advanced and sophisticated to where you can adjust cams, everything.
Yeah,
it's getting pretty easy to work on at home.
Yeah, I mean, because
you need to press for some things. But
before, like, if you wanted to paper tune, you were gonna have to take it into a shop, because I would have to put it in a press, twist cables. I would have to put in shims or new top hats or whatever the bow company was at the time. But now a lot of them have shifted to making it a lot easier on not needing to do that. Like the bow tech I have, I don't have to twist anything anymore. It's literally like unlock a limb lock, twist a couple screws. I can adjust the cam lean and where the axle sits between the limbs, and I can paper tune in 2 shots versus 7 or 8 now.
Huh.
Couple Allen wrenches and you're off to the races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That arc is similar, right?
Yeah, same thing.
Same exact thing.
Yeah.
They're all probably trying to go that route.
Yeah, Bowtech was the first one that did it back in 2019 or 18.
Elite?
No, Bowtech.
And then Elite, I think, jumped on. And then
Bowtech, Elite, Matthews, and then now Hoyt has their system as well. Theirs is a little bit different, but everybody's pretty much getting rid of, other than Hoyt, they need to figure that out. They've still got a spacer kit that's annoying as heck.
Really?
But like Matthews, dude, I remember I used to have to bust out the can or put it in a press, take an axle out. Then I would have to find a top hat that was the right width and then change things up based on how your arrow was shooting through paper. And it was annoying. Like, it would take me hours to paper tune bows sometimes, because some are just finicky. Others oh, sweet, done. Others, no. Especially if you have like a picky shooter.
Yeah.
Like, just depends.
Well, see, and then you've shot quite a few animals with the bow, but you've actually got an elk with the bow. Yeah. When was that? How long ago was that?
Oh, that was I hit one, the 2021. Perfect. Came in, bull was screaming, raking, the whole deal. I got him into 50. I drew. He didn't even know. He knew something was there. but he was turning. I didn't realize there was a trail right behind him. And so he's quartered away pretty hard. I was settled. It was great. And as I shot, he started to turn and he perfect. And I shot him right in the rear. But I mean, he went all the way. I could only see my fletchings were sticking out. So I got great penetration. And he bedded 30 yards. I quick ran up there, watched him, ranged. He stood up like 30 minutes later. Drew got right on him, cracked the branch right above him.
No.
I had ranged past him because he was bedded down, so I could just see he was between his head turning.
Yeah.
He was 35 yards. I ranged him at 50 and went right over his back. Chased him down, followed blood, got into a whole herd, and he was a really good bull. But he ran right down onto private, and they would not let me get access to private. And storm came through that afternoon. I watched for birds for the next few days, never turned him up. So yeah, that was a bummer. That was the first one that I shot with my bow, and that was heartbreaking. You know, just that gut wrenching feeling when you're like,
God, it's
I know
horrible.
he's dead somewhere.
That European mount's sitting over that rancher's fireplace right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know it is.
Oh, yeah.
He went and found that thing. He was like, oh, it's a good bull. Cut the head off, and probably did that.
Mm-hmm.
Beef was probably still good too, you know.
But then
That's
I went,
crazy.
I went the next, I think it was 2 years later. I rifle hunted the following year, and then I went and hunted just an OTC archery unit, and I went in. It was second day of season. I'd gotten on some bulls, heard them go to bed that night, kind of bugles middle of the night, and a lot of people don't like hunting early season because it's pretty quiet. They were ripping off.
Yeah.
Opening day, second day, and so I was like, I'm just gonna work up that way. Came in, set up my camp at saddle right before dark. Heard a bugle, bugled back, and they just came screaming in. I shot him at 10 yards, 40 yards from my tent. And
I love that.
Cow came behind me. She was mewing. She was not happy. She stopped. I drew. He came on the other side, and I'll let him have it. It was one of those where heavy timber too, so a little legal shooting light, but it was dark. So I'm trying to find my pins. I'm like, I'm on him. He's 10 yards. So he's dead. Yeah, he ran 60, 70 yards piled up, down a hill. And
Dude.
finished cutting him up at 1 a.m., that whole deal.
I love it.
Yeah, 6 mile pack out each way. That was a grinder.
Dude, my first year elk hunting, we went, and we took my dad, my brother, and I went. We get far back one afternoon, and one of those typical afternoon September thunderstorms rolls through.
Oh yeah.
Dad was at camp, and I think we had just enough that I could look at the radar, and we're like, crap, we should probably get back to camp. So we just rip it back to camp. And I'm like, I called on the way just to see if we maybe ran across them. Didn't hear anything. We probably did, but just didn't because of thunder and crap, and we were just trying to crash back to camp. So we get back to camp, and at the time I had one of those overland tents on my truck. So that's what we slept in. And then my brother had a tent on the ground, and we just put a canopy out to sit under. And so we're storm passes, we're just chilling. And my brother goes up the side of the mountain to, go see a man about a horse. And my dad looks up the trail from camp, and he goes, oh, there's elk right there. I'm like, no, there's not. My dad's one of those guys, he'll pull your leg, and I look up, and sure as crap, there's a freaking raghorn staring at us.
From camp.
Yeah. So my brother, my brother recounts, he's like, yeah. He goes, I'm just sitting up there doing my thing. He could see us, and he's like, all of a sudden I just hear you starting to mew, mew. I just see you freaking run across the opening with your bow. He's like, so I pulled my drawers up. Dad said you saw elk. I ran out. And we were actually kind of camped close to this meadow with the stream that came down. Yeah. And, dude, I chased him out. Lost him. Rip a call. And, dude, this herd bull comes down to this meadow. Well, rookie mistake. I'm by this one bush in the middle of the meadow. So I rip a bugle. This bull's like, I don't see you. Didn't like it. Barked at me. And they just kind of just trotted down to the stream, which was 150 yards from our camp. It got dark at this point, and they're just ripping bugles all night right by the water.
Can't sleep.
No, so we go back to camp, and we're super quiet, making dinner. We get up in the morning. He bugles at my alarm because I had a cow call that just it would be a couple cow calls, and then it would be a bugle. That was my alarm.
Funny.
So I turned it off, and my dad and I are laying there in the tent, and all of a sudden you hear him rip one. It's like, oh, you jack. Couldn't get a shot on him the next morning.
Crazy. Gosh, that's a cool experience. Though.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And yeah, we've had some other good close calls before in Colorado that were freaking awesome, but gonna go up to Alberta in August.
That'll be fun.
For work.
Is that a plains or are you up in the mountains?
No, it's kind of where the two meet. We're gonna be off the Peace River. Okay. If y'all are familiar with John Dudley, Knock on Archery,
Yep.
He goes back to this place in Alberta every year for the past 20 years. So he had hit me.
You know it's good.
Yeah, he hit me up and he's like, "You want a good place?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to know a good place." And he told me, he said, "I don't go back to many places." He said, "I've been going back here for 20 years. It's that good every year." And I'm like,
dude, how long's the season for? Or what's your opportunity there?
I'll be there August 23rd to the 31st. It's opening week. So we'll go after elk. And the way they kind of do it is we'll go after elk in the morning. We're actually going to do a story with the outfitter because it's kind of like a family thing. He's been doing it since he was a kid. So we'll do a story with him, but elk hunt in the morning. And then once, bugling kind of dies off, we'll go glass canola fields for mule deer.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a dream.
And then if we can go after them, we will. Dude, it's a good price tag too.
Oh, is it?
It's pretty cheap for what you can get.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that about Alberta and like Canada in general.
Yeah.
So
what's the kind of hoops you have to jump through to go hunting up there? Is it? I mean, I've never even looked
just
at
have your passport.
That's it.
Just have your passport.
No suppressors.
And no suppressors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're going bow hunting too. So
Right.
yeah,
right.
just passport.
So have you ever actually drawn on a bull, or you never
I have?
You did.
Yeah, that one I was talking about, that raghorn came back.
The raghorn you did draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, dude, I'm still the same way. Like, I'm not trophy hunting per se.
Yeah.
Because I don't have like a trophy tag yet. I'm sure like if I pull a primo unit one day, yeah, I'll hold off on a raghorn.
Yeah.
But dude, the first legal animal that steps in front of me on public land, DIY, I don't care what it is. And so this was like early in my bow hunting years too. So like now a 65 to 75 yard shot on an elk, I'll take all day.
Yeah.
But when I had first started and I went out west, he was 54. Drew back, my brother ranged. He's like, he's 54, 55, 57. I'm like, I'm not comfortable with that shot.
Oh, really?
So I didn't take it.
Yeah.
Didn't take it.
Well, because around here, 50 something yards is kind of far. I've never shot anything over 30.
Yeah, if you don't practice consistently, like 40 to 60,
Yeah.
you're never going to be comfortable with shooting past 40.
Yeah.
You're going to think 30, 35 is far.
Yeah. So coming from a bow tech guy, and you've been shooting bows forever. What do you recommend as far as if somebody is like myself wanting to get into bow hunting elk? The preparation part of it, what you've learned at the elk camp, all that good stuff. Because this is shooting in your backyard, I think is good, getting some reps in. But outside of just that, Brock had mentioned the other day of a great range that he has access to. But getting
Where?
out and shooting.
A buddy's place.
Here in town?
Yeah, Kerrville. Yeah.
I need
He's
to
got
find-
come on over. He's got a sweet 3D setup.
I need to find that out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways, yeah. It sounds like that is probably something you have to devote some time to doing.
And that's something we actually could try and push for, because from what I've found, between Kerrville and Fredericksburg, there's not a good public range.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
And you go out west, Steamboat, you go to the local spot and they've got, you can shoot out to 110 yards and they've got 2 3D targets.
And that's the thing, like, I was actually, I don't know, I'll talk about it. I was talking with Leanne, who y'all have had on here.
Yeah.
There's no ranges here at all, like for firearms or anything. And I was talking to her about it, and her husband, like, we should do something. Because we do need it. Because, like, yeah, sure, Los Cazadores, but nobody wants to drive 20 minutes out there.
Yes.
Like, sorry, guys, store's cool and all, but I don't
want Kerrville's 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to go out there. Like, I want something that's under 10 minutes from town. Like, if I want to go get up in the morning and go shoot before the kids are up, like, and I need to get some reps in,
Yep.
I want to be able to get there quick and get back home fast, or, on a lunch break or something, like, take 30 minutes to go out there and do that. We just don't have anything.
Yeah.
And we need it.
Yeah. So is she talking about doing it at her place? Because she's
I don't know. We've just kind of started the conversation.
I gotcha.
We've recognized that there's a lack.
There's
and
a need. Yeah. Does she bow hunt?
Yeah.
She does. I remember saying that.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
But back to your question on to get started, you want it like elk hunting or just bow hunting?
Well, since I'm wanting to get in, bow hunting elk, I guess I would really kind of pertain to that. But
I think just for the person out there that, maybe they've been bow hunting here in Central Texas, whatnot, and they want to get into Western hunting, I think probably there's, first and foremost, you need to have some level of fitness. Now, I'm not saying you need to go be like a Cameron Haynes or Rich Froning and be like that kind of shape. Yeah. But you need to do more than just walking around your neighborhood with a weighted pack. Yeah. I've done that. It'll get you, to a spot, but
7 days in a row of grinding through the mountains.
No. And I mean, I've got a perfect scenario for this. I'll talk about it in a little bit, but I mean, you've got to like get fit. Yeah. Your aerobic capacity needs to be up. You need to have strength. You need to have endurance. Like, I did not have that before I killed my first elk. Like, I worked out at the wellness center here in town, got on the Stairmaster. Yeah. Machines, walked around my neighborhood with a weighted pack. Did a little running, but not much. And dude, packing that elk out was the hardest physical thing I'd ever done in my life, because we were only a mile and a half from the truck, but we had to lose 400 feet in elevation and go back up another 600 within a half mile span, not even a half mile. I think it was like 600 yards as a crow flew. And we had to do that twice from where the bull was dead and where we were parked. And I lost 12 pounds in 3 days of packing out elk because we killed 2 bulls in 2 days in the same freaking spot. Oh my God. And I died. Like, it was hard. It was hard. And
you had a bunch of snow.
Yeah, we had a bunch of snow, which actually I preferred. I felt like it made it easier. Really? I've hiked around the mountains on like loose shale dirt, and I'll take a foot and a half of snow over loose shale dirt. It's because it was a burn unit as well. Oh, okay. But you've got to have that fitness level. Yeah. Like, you have got to, man. And I started CrossFit a year after I killed that elk, and went back the next year. Noticeable difference. Really? I'm like, man, mountains, you still suck, but not as bad. My brother saw that, and he got into CrossFit. Mountains didn't suck as bad. Elevation got him one day, but I mean, you really can't predict that with anybody. Like, that could happen to anybody. Like, you could be a Cam Haynes or Rich Froning and be, super fit, and elevation can still kick your butt. For sure. Like, you got to just stay hydrated. So we went back this last year, and between my brother Jermaine and I, not between us, but it was like 75 or 76 miles in 5 days. It's like we were putting on long days. Like, we were moving. Yeah. And if you're not fit, you can't do that. Right.
Not back to back.
No.
You can go out for a grind, but then you're spent for the next 2-3 days.
Right. And I think there was one day we only did like 10 miles one day. We were like, oh man, let's take it easy today. Like,
10 miles.
Yeah, only 10 miles. I mean, you're doing 4.5, 5 in the morning, and then you come back, fuel up, go back out at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and you're out there till dark.
So how much how much running, walking are you mixing in with your CrossFit, right? CrossFit's a lot of strength. You're getting that there.
I'm doing everything with CrossFit because, I mean, we're doing a lot of running there. Like,
you're stacking on miles? Are you doing anything on top of that?
I mean, we did, what was it, like 2 miles the other day? A 2 mile, 3 mile running workout the other day?
Yeah, plus, the other machines that were mixed into that.
Yeah.
And,
you got echo bikes, rowers. I mean,
it's usually a halfway decent, lengthy running workout at least once a week, I would say. And then there's a lot of workouts where it's a 400. You come back in, you're doing 3 or 4 other movements. You're going out for another 400. So usually we have some kind of running at least 2 to 3 times a week.
We're putting on a couple miles a week.
Yeah.
So you're not doing anything beyond that, though. You're not going out and doing separate 5Ks, 10Ks, making sure you get X amount of miles in.
No. I mean, I've been doing that. Like, for my buddy Jermaine, who lives up there, this past year, like, I was right on his hip the whole time, and people joke, but it's also serious. Like, they call him the Billy Goat. Like, the first time I went elk hunting with him, like, dude, literally, the second morning we went back to kill elk after we'd killed mine. They were in the same spot, but a little bit higher, about to crest over the mountain ridge. He looked at me and the camera guy, and he's like, "Don't try to keep up with me." We get down to the bottom of the first mountain. He's already like halfway up the next one, and he had shot before we even got to the top. But now I could stay on his hip.
Yeah.
He, like, this past year, it was crazy, just the amount of miles we did.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny because before we went, Steven wasn't doing a whole lot of CrossFit. You were preparing for high rocks or he had already done high rocks. There's a little bit of CrossFit type movements in high rocks, but when it came to when the three of us went out, usually I was able to keep up with you a little bit.
Are you going to dog on Steven because he's not here right now? Are you going to say that he was behind?
He's a little behind, but it was hilarious because he would. Okay, so Brock would be ahead of us because he'd be the lead.
Yeah, he lived in Colorado.
He's a little mountain goat too, though. He can get after it, but so he'd be ahead of us, and then he would stop. I'd catch up. Steven be behind. And then by the time that Steven got up to us,
y'all were already taking off.
He'd be so mad.
Steven gets so pissed.
He's like, "Come on, let me catch my breath."
No, I mean that's the thing. Like just running will not do it for you. Yeah. Just walking around your neighborhood with a pack on your back with like 20, 30 pounds is not going to do it for you. Like that's why I really like CrossFit is because we get a mixture of it all.
Yeah, it's anaerobic. There's the, you get some zone 2 stuff occasionally, but the anaerobic and then just the high intensity stuff. I think
cross-functional fitness.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
That's
so
what
I started
it is.
Mountain Tough 2 years ago. I guess, before my sheep hunt, just because I don't have the time necessarily with the little kids to, Kerrville's
don't get me started on you don't have the time because you can make the time.
I was traveling a lot for work too. So
it's true. Yeah.
Spending the money for a gym when I'm like, I can't use it. And Kerrville CrossFit gyms I wasn't very familiar with. So Mountain Tough I could do at home, and it was just easier for my time and schedule. It was great. I could do it on the road, have my app, follow that. Mm-hmm. And I'd say that's a hybrid, a little bit easier approach from CrossFit where you get it in, but I like to run. So I do put in miles that way, and I like to ruck. And so I have found that if I just do the weight side of things, it's not enough for me. I have to have
do it all.
Cardio.
You have to do it all.
And back when I was living there, a ton of mountain biking. So your cardiovascular system is in a different place than it is.
Well, and then when it comes to gear, I mean, I think there's also things like you can skimp on, like just depending on what season you're going. Mm-hmm. Like there's things you could, like when it comes to pants, things like that, you can get away with certain items. Like there'll be dudes that hear is like, oh yeah, I've been elk hunting in blue jeans my whole life. Like sure, whatever.
Yeah, Jamie Vogel.
Yeah, Jamie and Josh. I know you're blue jean guys, but to me, the two most important things you can have outside, well, 3, actually 4 now I'm thinking about it. The 4 most important things you can have outside of a good bow or your weapon of choice, whether you're archery or rifle hunting. Do not skip money on boots. Mm-hmm. Do not skip money on pack. Mm-hmm. You need to have a tourniquet and then some form of communication, i.e. a Garmin inReach or satellite communication. I'm not talking about like the satellite comms that your phones can do because sure they can do it, but it's not immediate.
Right.
So like you need to have those things right there.
Yeah.
And you can, there's different types of water filtration systems and first aid kits. Like you can have all those things with you as well. But dude, when it comes to gear, don't skimp on those things.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that you're going to have on your back the whole time. Mm-hmm. You're going to be putting hundreds of miles on boots. Tourniquet, I've heard of some crazy things happening, like that can save your life above anything else.
Did you listen to that podcast with Dan and his physical therapy buddy?
I can't remember.
It's so funny. Yeah. So he, I think it was his first bull. I'm pretty sure he's a solo hunting, got out there and he had that new Montana knife.
When Dan did this. Yeah. Or was it Dan that did it or his buddy?
No, his buddy did it. He had a brand new Montana Knife Company knife, the one that Cam Haynes had, that weird curve one. He was slicing away. He had experience. This guy had experience with butchering animals. Like he knew what the heck he was doing.
He was going
fast. And he nicked his leg. Like somehow slipped, nicked his leg. He knew instantly. He was like, uh-oh. It's like he didn't have a tourniquet. He had some combat gauze or something, but he didn't know he had to like stuff it. It was funny because he's a physical therapist, but he didn't know he had to like stuff it in there.
Stuff it in.
he just had on top, and he ended up passing out. His Garmin inReach wasn't working.
Yeah.
The only thing that saved him was the satellite feature on, because this was last season.
Yeah.
Was that satellite feature on the phone. So it's cool that has it, but I agree. I think having a Garmin is.
I mean, I've been in some steep canyons where that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So unless you have that satellite that is trying to connect you
or it's making you like turn to the satellite. It's like, oh, I'm bleeding out.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh. Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right on.
I primarily hunt alone, and so just the style of hunting I like to do. So I always bring cut-proof gloves with me if I'm cutting up an animal, especially I'm using replaceable blade knives, so Havalons, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And just from the sake I've nicked myself so many times, even through those, right? You'll still
Shit,
puncture,
yeah.
but last thing I need is to cut an artery or
Dude,
something in my hand. And
I cut my wrist one time skinning a whitetail. I just had skinned so many that I'm just cutting, and for whatever reason, I had the blade in my left hand. I'm right-handed, and like my peep this morning, I put a little bit too weight behind the skin, and it just, and I looked and I go, that's not good. That's not good. Walk into my wife's grandmother's house. They're all sitting there drinking coffee that morning. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
I need some super glue ASAP and alcohol now. And they're like freaking out. And so
sounds like you and Grandma have had some run-ins.
Yeah.
no, she's a great lady. She's a great lady. I mean, it's just that
It happens.
it's that old school mindset that women are women, their places in the kitchen, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, sure. I love it when my wife makes a great meal, but they also need to be capable. And that's what I'm teaching my daughters.
Yeah,
like,
that's awesome.
they need to be capable. Like, my daughter's going to know how. They're going to know how to change tires, and they're also going to know how to punch a boy in the face. Like right now, we're working on knuckle sandwiches. And I'm dead serious. Like, we're not working on rawhouses, we're working on, if you ever need to defend yourself, you're here to here, not here.
Yes.
They can see it coming from a mile away.
Right. That's awesome.
Because some of those little boys, like, I see them giving her a hug. Like, when I pick her up from daycare, I'm like, I'm side-eyeing you, buddy.
Create that space.
Yeah.
Man, there's this one, I can't remember her name, but I think she's in the hunting space, but she's a solo hunter too. And she was out there, I think it was in New Mexico, hunting by herself for 20 something days and finally got like a 350-inch buck. She's a blonde, skinny gal. She's out there by herself for 20 something days and got it done.
Grind.
It is,
It's
man.
a mental grind at that point.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other aspect of it is like, dude, I've talked myself out of going after elk before, just seeing where they were. And that was one of the things that Jermaine taught me was like the elk that I ended up shooting, where they were, dude, like I said, there was no looking at the map trying to figure out how to get to them easy, because they were on a mission to get over the top of the mountain in dark timber to where they couldn't be touched during the day.
Yeah.
You're looking at them, you're like, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to get there. And Jermaine's like, pack on, go now. I'm like, where are we going to go? And he goes, we're going to go straight down, back up again, down, back up again, so you can shoot across. Like, okay, buckle up, boys.
That's the exact thing that happened to Brock and Steven. They got to this point that we hadn't been to yet. He saw some elk, and what'd you tell him? You're like, you got to go now.
You could tell. They were the same thing. They were working up. When Bull was pushing these cows right up into dark timber, I'm like, they go up and over that, but like, we can hustle down. We're not that far up here, and it's maybe 3/4 mile, but I'm like, we go now, we can go. And we're bombing down. We cross, and I was like, Steven, you need to go.
You need to pick it up.
Yeah.
You need to pick it up, Steven.
If you need to suffer, this is when you're going to suffer. And we got there, and the bull was gone.
I thought you've been traded for High Rock, Steven.
Yeah.
It's a little
okay,
different.
I ended up shooting
8,000 feet. Yeah. And then he shoots that bull, 2 days later.
Yeah. Man, what a great time. I cannot wait. So, HuntStand podcast, talk a little bit about that. So, you have 263 episodes, roughly, plus or minus?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what have you learned about interviewing people after that many conversations? Because, people like Dan, MJ, MFJJ, and all those guys. Like, what have you learned? What's some of the key items you have took away from them?
Oh, put me on the spot here. You should have given me this one before. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Because I don't do that. Man, to me, the key takeaway is just you learn way more about people than what you thought you knew. Like, dude, I've made lifelong friendships with some of these dudes just from a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, one of my good buddies, Cody Butler, I've been out to Kansas twice and killed 150-inch plus deer on his place twice, all because of a friend of his that I podcasted with, Taryn Bauer. And now Cody and I have become good friends. Like, you never know who you're truly sitting down with until you have that conversation. And of course, the first 200 episodes I did, I think what y'all are doing is cool. Y'all are starting face to face.
Yeah.
We started the HuntStand podcast. That's kind of when the whole podcast thing was really starting to take off. I think Rogan was really the only one doing video at the time.
Oh, really?
And so I did everything remote from the house.
Yeah.
Had my deck, laptop, mic. And I did that for 200 episodes. And then we finally went video at 203, I think.
Wow.
And so you never know what you're going to learn from people, man. But it's been cool. Like, you just got to stay consistent with it, though.
Yeah. Well, this is 19. I mean, the stat I saw before we got started with this is 90-something% of podcasts fail because they don't record their first 3 episodes. Isn't that crazy? But it'd be interesting to see how it lasts after that. But we're 19 in now, and it's been going great. Of course, ours is more local. Yours, I don't know. I feel like you're in an industry where you can do the remote stuff and all that, and it's a little bit easier to find people. Well, I say that, we've been able to find people. We're going to have Jacob Rhodes on here pretty soon. Him and his wife, they have an awesome company they built here. And so there's some great guests we can have here locally. But yeah, I mean, the fact that you have somebody like Dan who's up in Idaho or Washington now, the next guy, MFJJ, where's he at?
Washington.
He's in Washington too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, anytime we go to one of these camps, like these hunts that we do, we're always podcasting with anybody we're there with now.
I love that one you did in South Texas with those guys.
With MFJJ?
That was so fun. Yeah. That was good.
You there was a conversation I wish we would have had on the podcast that it was about crossbows and stuff. So that we got MFJJ and another dude in the camp. His name's Sawed-Off. We got both of them fired up. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you watch that one?
I did not.
They were testing different broadheads on whitetail, of course, but that was after y'all did all that, right? The one with you.
What did we shoot? 19 deer in 4 days, or I don't remember what we had a walk-in cooler full of deer. It was an MLD property.
Okay.
And we had tested broadhead amongst broadhead.
15 broadhead different. I mean, every animal is a different broadhead.
Yeah.
Basically, right?
Just about
testing it out. Yeah.
It was cool.
Texas is a good place to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it, it's cool seeing, Dan and the other guys give their opinion on it because they're doing mechanicals, they're doing fixed and all that. And that's a whole nother thing. I'm interested to see, and I think I sent you a link, the Remy's that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that day 6?
Yeah. Because that's like a fixed, it's like a hybrid type deal.
Yeah.
But anyways, most guys like Dan are like, fix is kind of the way to go with elk because,
it's changing.
It's changing. You've got more broadheads like those hybrids. Like, I'm going to be shooting an Evolution Outdoors hide.
Oh, okay.
Which is a hybrid. So it's got a cut-on contact blade on the front, and then the blades open up to 2-inch. Because I'm not necessarily worried about the size of the entry or the exit. I mean, yes, I am concerned. Like, I want a good exit, but I want as much damage internally as possible.
Right.
That's what I want. Like,
it's the same logic as a matched style bullet that's expanding.
Right. So, like, to me, just shooting a regular 2-blade, I've shot a 2-blade mechanical that's just got like a trophy tip. So, like, there's no cutting tip on the front. It's just like a a tungsten tip.
Yeah.
That, or whatever, titanium, whatever they are. Like, make great entry and exits. 0 blood trail. But the deer runs 60 yards and dies. I don't want that to happen on an elk. I want it that as soon as that arrow goes through that elk and out the other end, or even if it just gets in and doesn't come out, I've got massive damage.
Yeah. Right. What do you think of the Bowmars broadhead? Or Josh
The Beast?
Have you seen the debacle going on between him and Speed right now?
I haven't. I know. The latest video I've watched of his is whole elbow problem he's got. I guess he's like not able to shoot a bow right now or something.
Yeah, I don't know what he did. I mean, I have not personally shot beasts, so I really can't speak on them.
Sure. I know y'all had him at that camp,
we do. I mean, I've heard mixed reviews.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen carnage and damage from them, and then I've heard some horror stories.
Yeah.
So I've got some at the house. I want to try out on some deer this year.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I thought those were kind of interesting. But anyways, you had a question.
I've got a buddy here that shoots him, and I've seen what he's done on Axis and hogs, and it's impressive.
Beasts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, that's what I've seen stuff like that, but then I've seen like stuff of no deployment and stuff like that. And like,
that was the same thing with Rage when they came out.
Yeah.
I mean, I've killed, I can't tell you how many deer with Rage broadheads, but I mean, you're going to have that.
Yeah.
Unless you're shooting fixed blades, and even that, you're going to get stuff bouncing off bones. It just depends on, there's weird angles with animals.
There is. Fixed blades, you kind of limit your yardage.
Yeah.
Like, elk is a big target.
Right.
Like, if you think about it, I forget what the exact measurement is, but it's like, isn't it from the bottom of the chest to the top, you've got like 36 inches I think is like the size of an elk's body.
Wow.
Like you've got a 36-inch target out in front of you at 70, 80 yards. You better take that shot. Whereas like a whitetail, a Texas whitetail anyway, I mean, looking at the one you got right there, you got 18, 20 inches.
Max.
So you got a smaller target.
Well, they don't jump the string like a whitetail or axis.
Elk can move.
Oh,
Yeah.
Elk can move.
Surprising.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like, I mean, you're at close distances, that 20 yards, that's like I forget what they call it, but you're going to see animals jump more inside of 30 than you will at further distances because they're not hearing your bow anymore. Like all they're hearing is that, and then it gets hit.
Right. Well, yeah, I was just listening to a podcast yesterday, and that's something I guess this guy did a study on that. It's actually the arrow.
Yeah, the Mountain Dew podcast. They were talking about that.
Yes,
they're hearing the arrow in flight.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Man, you can get so detailed with all that stuff. Like, you have that guy like Dan. He's constantly tinkering with his setup.
Oh, I know, Josh. He's getting a bow set up right now for a pronghorn hunt, and he called me the other day, and we were on a work call. We got done. He teams me, and he starts talking to me. He's like, hey, this is happening with this arrow and this arrow and this and that. I'm like, well, what kind of arrow is it? And he's like, oh, it's an FMJ. I'm like, well, have you missed a target or shot through an animal with it? And he's like, yeah, why? I said, well, that metal jacket on that carbon arrow can bend a little bit, and now you might have a wonky flight. I said, or you got some cam timing issues, rest issues. You might have a vein hitting a cable guard or this and that, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, this is why I like rifle hunting. This is too much.
Too many variables.
Yeah, he's like, not Vogel, Dalkey.
Okay.
He's like, there's too many variables. Because he's a rifle guy on our team, and I'm the archery guy on our team. So that's a good dynamic we have.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So one question I did have is, right, you grew up here. You made your way into the hunting community. It's a dream of most kids that grew up idolizing hunting, right? I mean, you and I both grew up watching, you name it, Outdoor Channel, Sportsman Channel. That's all I watched.
Of it. That's all I did.
That's all I did. And so it was the dream to get into the industry.
Yeah.
What would you give to people that, maybe listening, or what advice for kids that are high school, college, wanting to get into the industry? How would you do it? What would you say to say, reach out, to whether it's influencers, how you can help? What would your recommendation be?
I would say it's not what you know. Like, you're going to have all these teachers. God, I'm probably going to have teachers and people hate me for saying this. You're going to have teachers, your parents. You're going to have all these people that are going to sit there and tell you, go to college, get a degree, go get that, whatever. And, you can do that later in life. Figure it out. Don't listen to it. It's about who you know, not what you know. There have been so many people I've met because of whatever reason. Like, you're familiar with the HuntStand guys. I met Eric Chester at a gas station. Like, Dan Staten.
I remember, you're talking about that. Yeah.
Dude, Dan I met because he wanted to help out some poor little kid who was wanting to start out a podcast.
Really?
Me. Years ago, I started this podcast called The Weekend Outdoorsman, and I DM'd him. That's honestly how Dan and I became friends.
Really?
Like, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Like, go to that trade show, shoot your shot with the brand. Like, I've had people hit us up on our brands before that I had no idea who they were, but then I see this DM from them, and I actually took the time to look, and I'm like, oh, they got a decent following. They got some cool content. Or it might just be a kid who hit up that he wants a free camera. It's like, yeah, dude, here's a cell cam. I'm going to send you a cell cam. Next thing I know, that kid starts shooting big deer and whatnot. Next thing you know, that could be a brand deal for somebody. Or it's really not what you know. Like, I could care less if you have a marketing degree. Like, I don't care. Like, dude, there are two camera dudes I've worked with. One of them, his name is Damon Wolf. Two of them, Damon Wolf and then Logan Breck. They both started working for Sam Moore, who owns Moore Media, who does all of our production. They didn't go to college. They didn't get a degree. They started picking up a camera, taking photos, and filming things in high school. Sure, it wasn't like high-level magazine type stuff or, end up on a brand's IG page. They just started doing stuff. They got better as they did it. Sam saw it, DM'd them. Now these Logan is Sam's like right-hand man, like co-owner of Moore Media. Damon's out shooting stuff for 6 Hour and Moultrie. Hope I don't get crucified for bringing up that brand. and other like big brands in the industry. So I mean that's my advice. I mean, you just have to do.
Yeah.
Be. It's honestly a quote that stuck with me because a guy that trained me in high school is, "It's okay to fail, but failure to try is a disease."
Yeah.
Like,
Great quote.
if you're, it's okay to continue to try and try again and suck and suck and suck and fail, but all it takes is one time to succeed. But if you're too scared to try, you never know.
Right. So this is a question that it's not even on my list, but watching a lot of these guys, who are in the space, these influencers and what have you, they keep talking about how, like our public land is potentially, I mean, it's the risk of it going away is getting higher and higher. So what do you think? Because, these guys up in Congress, all that, who are trying to take it away to develop it or whatever, I wonder what we need to do as hunters to help continue to fight for that so that we could continue to hunt ourselves, but our kids, grandkids, and all that. Because I feel like, it's good seeing that influence like this. Like Dan, you guys are able to put out content like that to help grow this space. But, I feel like something from somebody like myself, it's just here in little Fredericksburg, what can we do, I guess, to help make sure that we still have that going forward?
You don't allow cursing on this, do you?
Whatever.
I'm not going to curse. Dude, it's actually, I referenced it a little bit earlier with MFJJ.
Mm-hmm.
The hunting industry needs to unite. What I mean by that, in fact, I've been in the DMs on a couple people's pages lately. You got compound bow hunters tearing down crossbow hunters because they're hunting with a crossbow.
Yeah.
No different than how trad guys used to do to compound guys.
Right. Yeah.
You got rifle guys going after bow guys. You got bow guys going after rifle guys. You got spear hunters going after flintlock guys. Like, because I like to do something different, hunt something different than you, or hunt a deer in a different way than you, you don't accept it, so you think it's okay to tear me down. Like, I had a post that went up a couple years ago with Dan that went viral. I got like 16 million views on me shooting a bedded down elk at a total archery challenge at like 104 yards. So I got death threats from like PETA type people, right? Like people who hate hunting and hate meat, whatever. But there were hunters that hopped on that page and tore me up because they thought the arrow went in the tree. And it's like, no, if you turn the volume up, you actually hear me hitting foam. But it pisses me off when I see people doing this, tearing each other up because of whatever they like to hunt with. All we're doing is tearing each other apart.
Yeah.
And these other organizations are leveraging that against us. You've got dudes who hunt in Ohio or Illinois. They think what we do down here in Texas is shooting pets, and they think all we do is have high fences. That's not the case.
Right.
But we have to unite.
Yeah.
Because we can't do that crap to each other.
Right.
We can't. And I hate seeing it. I'm trying to fight it personally myself, just with like crossbow stuff that I see. Like, I love hunting with all methods and means that are legal. Like, I've shot deer with crossbows. I've shot deer with compounds. I've shot deer with rifle. I want to do slug gun. I want to do muzzle loader. I want to do trad. I want to do all those things because I get to see hunting through a different lens and what it's like for other people. I used to be a purist of archery. Like, I mean, I won't deny it. Like, I used to be that guy that, crossbows, that's the wussification of hunting. That's not a real man. I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, the first time I shot one, I was like, well, this is actually kind of cool. Yeah, this thing kind of scares me because it's like a 300-pound draw or whatever it is, and it's shooting 400 feet per second, and I'm kind of scared to have it fully cocked with a bolt next to my head in a tree.
Yeah.
But I think crossbow companies are getting better at making those things safer.
Right.
Sure.
They really are. But, man, quit condemning each other and
That's
fighting
so
over
good.
the dumbest things because you got guys like Senator Mike Lee who want to take away millions of acres for development of a strip center or whatever the hell he wants to put up.
Yeah.
Well, it's also tricky too in your space, right? As an influencer, as a media guy, hunting, we're also on the edge. We have to be careful about what we post, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because people that, whether they're a fan of hunting or not, there may not be a fan of the gore, the blood, the stuff that comes with it. So,
right.
When you're testing broadheads, when you're doing some of that, you got to be a little cautious. So we need to be cognizant of what's being posted, what's being shared, and not, hey, let's not put this in grandma's face on her Facebook because you want to show a cool shot that had a lot of gore. Like,
well, and it's not even necessarily that. It's look at what happened. I don't know if y'all are familiar with what happened to Aaron Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
Mm-mm.
So Aaron Snyder,
coyote or the badger, what was it?
It was a coyote.
Yeah, coyote.
Used to be a prominent figure.
Very prominent.
There was no intention for this video to go live, but he used to work at Kafaru, pack company, went over to Born Primitive, and it just so happens that this video comes out when Born Primitive decides to launch a pack that's going to compete directly against Kafaru. Well, he had gone hunting. It was in Texas. Everybody thought it was Wyoming for a while. He was in Texas. Supposedly they shot a coyote, wounded it, or they thought they killed it. Well, then when they get down to it, side by side is a couple 100 yards away, 200-300 yards, whatever it was. They didn't have a gun with them, so that was mistake number one. Mistake number two was his buddy busted out his phone and thought this would be a good idea. They find the coyote alive under a bush. He grabs it by the tail, pulls it out and throws it, runs up to it, kicks it in the head, and then stabs it with a knife.
Oh, it's a bad look.
It's a bad look. But as a hunter and a humane person,
the ethical thing to do.
The ethical thing is to put that animal out of its misery.
Sure. Yeah.
Just should have gone about it in a different way.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have had a phone out knowing what you were going to do.
Right. And that was posted, though, at some point.
It got posted.
Yeah.
Right at the time of that launch that I'm talking
And
about.
it's a bad look.
It's a very bad look. Like, he got ripped. Like, he got fired from Born Primitive, no longer has a job. And he just put a big X on him. And it happened years ago. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Years ago. Like, I think they were saying like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. So it's not a good look when things like that happen. Like PETA, the people who want to take away hunting, like in Oregon, they almost got it on the ballot, but they wanted to make hunting, fur trapping, farming, ranching, all these other things illegal. They got like 113,000 votes and it failed. So it never went to a ballot.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like that.
It's a real risk. You know, you're going to keep having that. You know, it's going to keep happening.
It is.
PETA and all that.
Right. And it's like anything that Josh and I do, we have to make sure that all of our I's are dotted, T's are crossed. I mean, like, we can't do anything that colors outside the lines ever.
Yeah.
Like, we shoot an animal, there's states that you need to tag your animal before you move that carcass. Josh and I are like adamant about before we move that thing, even for a picture. A lot of state agencies have moved to e-tagging. So you can take a picture and you can e-tag it and you get your confirmation number. We do that before we even take a picture or anything. Like, because you never know. There could be a game warden watching up there, like ready to just rip you apart. And they would love nothing more than to find somebody in the outdoor industry to make an example out of again. So it's like, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Especially when you're filming.
Even if you're not in the industry.
Yeah.
Even if you're not, just like you guys, like, you know, y'all are real estate and your podcast, and then
I own some laundromats.
Laundromat. Like, dude, you could do something dumb enough to have all your laundromats closed down and people boycott you. Like, you never know. Like, you got to be careful. Like, it's,
I've had that. I killed a bull and I packed out animals, posted some pictures on, I think it was Rockslide or something. And I had I'd taken all the meat, and so I left the head, but next to a trail, and I had put the carcass tag accidentally on the antlers, right?
Yeah, you gotta keep it with the carcass.
You got to put it the one that has the sex on it. And so a guy was like, "Hey, FYI, on the forum, like, hey, you didn't tag that." I was like, "Oh, you're right." Like,
good call,
100%. And it's one of those little things, right? But
yeah,
it's still
a lot of times I think a warden's going to give you pretty good grace on things like that. Like, but sometimes you never know.
You never know, yeah. Is he having a bad day or something?
Yeah, he could be having a bad day, or the dudes he dealt with before you just really pissed him off and put him in a bad mood. You never know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think so. You made some solid points there, I think, but also on top of that is just how it's along the lines of the coyote thing and all that. But, you know, when we're out there hunting, we talked about this during the four of us, but just ethical shots, ethical, okay, it's the last day, there's 30 minutes left, and you have to get back, and you're shooting at an elk that's deep down a canyon. Do you take that shot? Just things like that, like
You take that shot.
It's going to be a long night.
It's going to be a long night, but you take that shot, Ryan.
or is it a situation where like, are you actually putting yourself at risk, your life potentially, of how bad this could get?
Well, and those are things you have to
pack 'em
get
out, too.
Well, and
Pack 'em
that's
out.
just all an
Yeah.
experience level too. Like
Yeah.
those are things you do have to consider.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
where I had killed my elk and Jermaine and I had killed those 2 bulls, I took my brother back there the next year and we had elk in the same spot. It was the last day and elk were there. Him and I went that morning. It was actually later in the morning. We just spotted a bull going up to the top. We're like, oh, I was like, get your pack on, let's go. And
Yeah.
he stopped and looked at me. He goes, I can't.
Oh, really?
And this is before he got into CrossFit. I'm like, what do you mean you can't? I was like,
That's what we're here for.
I was like, I've been there. They're right there. I mean, yeah, they're right there, but we got to go. And he's like, I physically can't. Like
He had the tag.
Yeah, he had a tag, and he's like, I had a tag too, and he's like, I can't.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, I'm like, yeah, it is the last day. Jermaine's gone now. Because Jermaine, we were with us, like, we had actually killed 2 elk prior to that.
Oh,
So, like, we'd killed 4 elk in 2 years in this area. We just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Part of me was like, I'm going to go up there and kill it. But then I was like,
doing it all by yourself.
probably not a good idea because my brother can't get back there. There are some spot, like, it was not a, I don't want to say it wasn't a safe spot, but I mean, there were some spots that, like, if you took a wrong step and you got meat on your back, like, you could go tumbling down this mountain.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are all things to consider. Like, if you're not physically able to, yeah, don't take that shot. But,
Yeah.
if you feel confident and you've got legal light and means and method, you better take that shot, Ryan.
Right.
And
right.
days to pack it out. And
Yeah,
enough
and
time
you
to
got
get home
buddies
before
with
you. Gotta
you.
get to work and
Sure.
or know that you've got numbers to local guys that can help.
I was
pack
just
it
about to
out.
bring that up.
Yeah, I always look around and say, hey, who can pack if I'm by myself and I know I'm going to go deep, and you get a hold of it, get pricing, right? It's probably going to cost you up to $1,000 to have them pack out.
Yeah.
On
But could
horses.
be worth it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Right. Well, you've done a great job with that, with networking with people through Rock Slide and stuff like that. So I think,
Rock Slide's a great spot.
yeah, so that's good. I think if you are getting into the space, I mean, sure, going hunting by yourself is great, but yeah, I mean, how prepared are you going to be if you do run into that situation? Are you going to be able to get out? So just kind of,
Yeah.
thinking about those things before you get out there each morning, kind of thinking about it, kind of maybe visualizing how the day could go. Okay, if I shoot something, am I physically able to get this thing out?
Yeah, and if you're by yourself, you have to have an entire plan set up.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things to consider.
Mm-hmm.
Meat care, everything. Yeah, you're
There's-
camping. Do you have enough food?
Does your wife know where you are?
Right.
If she doesn't hear from you by this day and time, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So just to kind of wrap up a few questions here. So you've hunted whitetail, turkey, elk, aoudad. That was a great video.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that one, you have to watch it. Axis all over the country. But how does hunting, we are at the Texas Hill Country Insider, how does hunting in the Texas Hill Country compare to everything else you've experienced?
It's always going to hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's where I grew up hunting, starting to hunt. It's where my roots are. I mean, to me, I don't really look at any other place being better than the other because they're all different. They have their own uniqueness to them. Like, I love going out to Oklahoma where we hunt because it's just red dirt canyons. I mean, you can bait out there, but we don't really sit on bait. And just seeing the amount of deer that come up out of these drainages like ghosts. I love that. I love Kansas with like the ag perspective and, some of the deep timber that they have in there that deer can come out of, the corn, Colorado with the mountains, West Texas with, the desert mountains and the remoteness out there, like close to Big Bend and everything. I've been out to Arizona, close to the border, chasing mule deer. I just love every place we go to because it's so different and I get to learn about the people, the places.
Mm-hmm.
Deer are different in every spot. Animals are different in every spot. So it's just cool. But this place set a really good foundation for me and just being able to expand on it with everything else.
Yeah. Well, there's a great opportunity here with, hunting pigs, whitetail, axis. I mean,
It's a target-rich opportunity.
Yeah.
Year round.
Or target-rich
Year-round.
environment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I haven't watched your video with the axis hunt yet, but the fact that you can, you might have to pay a little bit of money, but networking too, you might be able to get a pretty
It's about
good
who
deal.
you know.
Yeah.
It's about who you know.
But the fact you can go, stalk and what's called an elk and axis like this one behind you with the bow.
Yep.
In April or whatever, it's awesome.
Shoot, I got him right at my back door.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to show you a video. There's like a 33-incher. Like,
oh man,
he was roaring the other morning, and they were roaring like right outside our freaking window at night.
That's awesome.
And I'm in a new development area.
Yeah.
I just happen to be in one of the areas where there's no houses behind me. It's woodlands, and
yeah.
dude, they're just right there. It's stupid. There was a herd of like 30 the other day. I'm trying to get the landowner's name and number so I can maybe get some access.
Shoot, yeah,
You know some apps for that.
I do. I know his name and number, but trying to get in touch with him has been...
Oh, really?
Yeah, he drives the border a couple times a week, like the fence line. And I know I've got an elk target in the back, and I know he sees the antler tips over the fence line. And one of these days, I'm going to stop him and flag him down and be like, can I kill an axis, please? I can literally do it off my back porch.
Yeah, seriously, just throw some corn over the fence.
I don't even need to do that. They're just there.
Really?
They're just grazing. They're just there. Like, I could have shot one at 40 yards the other day. I'm like, this is stupid.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Fredericksburg is a pretty small town. I'm sure there's some, second degree.
I'm starting to work.
connections.
I'm starting to work into it. I'm this close to getting his number, I think.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, that'd be fun. So, one of the last questions here. So, hunting is a tradition that gets passed down. How do you think about that, especially raising, your kids around it without it becoming just killing an animal?
Yeah.
So much more to it than that.
I think obviously it's important because they all understand. Well, I say they all. Our oldest, she understands where meat comes from now.
Yep.
She loves it. In fact, she's mad at me that I don't have elk in the freezer right now. I've got like I take that back. I got a couple packages left, so I got to restock. But she understands where it comes from. She loves it. She enjoys it.
Mm-hmm.
And she sees me and her mom doing it. So naturally, I feel like most kids are going to gravitate towards wanting to do that because they see what mom and dad are passionate about. I think you're going to have some, like, they may rebel a little bit at times. Like, I found myself doing that with my parents on whatever it was. Like, I don't want to do this. This is stupid.
Yeah.
But now I found myself like back at it again.
Mm-hmm.
So just getting them like inundated in it, knowing that this is part of what we do. It's who we are.
Yeah.
I think that's super important. It really is. And
it's crucial.
it is. And seeing my daughter, like how she's really taken off with this turkey hunting thing. Now she wants to get a deer. Now I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, probably need to start buying points for her in Colorado and whatnot and other states. Cause if this continues, she's going to want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
She just is.
You
And
can start building up their points.
The hard thing is
I
they have to
think,
have
but
their
I don't
hunter's
know.
license, they have to take their hunter's test first.
Yeah.
Hunter's
So
certificate.
once she gets her hunter's
10 or
cert.
12 or whatever it is for that state. And then
Yeah.
you can-
I'm probably going to buy them lifetime licenses here in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but I just think that's important. I think I don't want to, this is just one man's opinion, but I feel like too many parents are afraid to introduce it to their kids at a young age now.
Mm.
Like, oh, I'll wait till they're ready,
Yeah.
this and that, or, I'll wait till they're 10, 11, 12 years old and whatnot. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Get them into it. Like, there's been so many people, like, when I was managing that archery shop, and even still now, like, there's delayed onset adult hunters that are coming out, like, and I think there's a lot of, like, media that's attributed to it, like Meat Eater. And I saw this a lot in Austin because a lot of dudes come in and be like, I saw Steven Rennell doing this. I think it's awesome. He's providing his own meat, like shooting it, like putting meat on the table. I think it's awesome.
Right.
Like, okay, cool. Have you ever hunted before? Never. Okay. Well, here's where we're going to start. And, then you just start teaching them. But I think it's important.
I think that's a big piece about growing that community, uniting. It's a lot of non-hunters, right?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to throw any shade on Austin, but it's right. It's a pretty blue place and people that are
Yeah.
just not familiarized with hunting. And I think what you see is when people get out and experience it and they can have that food and seeing the amazing sunrises that come, the sunsets, the camaraderie,
Yeah.
and seeing animals in their natural habitat, and you're balancing the ecosystem, but you also get to eat what comes from the ground and that
Yeah.
natural food, to bring people out. I mean, that's the cool thing about here. There's a lot of private land, but we need to be able to invite those that, we have about who you know. So, don't be afraid to take that person that's curious about it, that wants to know, and say, hey, come.
We need more does shot in Texas anyway.
Yes, we do.
We need more does. And I mean, like, I'll call her out. Josette Culver, she is our senior director of marketing at GSM.
Okay.
She worked at JCPenney's for 30 years. Never hunted a day in her life.
Really?
Gucci, Prada, loves shopping. She's an awesome person.
Mm-hmm.
Full-blown Italian. So, like, she never hunted a day in her life. But her family had, I can't remember if they had land, but she just never did it. It was just, like, something her dad kind of did occasionally. She came to GSM. She's one bird away now from having her Grand Slam.
Wow.
I went with her in Texas to get her Rio, took her out actually at Wade Middleton's place. He's a partner at GSM now.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool, like full circle moment for me.
Wow.
So I got to go back out there. She killed a turkey. She's going to probably get her first deer this fall. And I don't want to say she's like, I think you hear a lot of people now like, oh, they're a cold blood killer now. Like, she freaking loves it.
Yeah.
Like, she can't wait to go on the next hunt. Like, I've never even been duck hunting before, and she has, and she's killed more ducks than I have. Like, she's getting a lot of opportunities to do that. And that's actually one of the cool things I think the outdoor industry does is there's a lot of people that get hired outside of our sector. Like, you got people like her, for example, like she came from the shopping world, JCPenney's world. You got people that have come from automotive industries. We've had people come from food and entertainment. They've all never hunted before, but there's programs inside the outdoor industry now. It's like, hey, if you're going to market these products, you're going to sell these products, you need to know what it's about because you're really good at marketing, but you need to get into it. Right. And they see it, and it's just like a spark.
Yeah.
Light bulb goes off. And I mean, it's the same thing.
Just opportunity.
It's just opportunity.
It's hard.
And
it's hard down here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, as hunters, like, you're asking, like, one of the things we need to do better is, like, we need to create more opportunities for those delayed onset hunters who are adults, for kids that may not have that opportunity. Like, and I know that's a lot to ask, like, somebody to open up their private land and private property.
Yeah, a lot of that around here. That's
but
hard part, Texas. It is
right
majority.
And I think it also depends on the state too. But we can't kill enough does. Like, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's Michigan. Actually, there's a huge deer problem up there that I think. Actually, it's actually kind of not a good thing right now. Is I think the state is trying to come in, and I'm trying to say this correctly. They want to come in and start mandating deer kills. So, like, if you're not killing enough deer on your property, they may come in and do it for you, i.e. drones, other means and methods. And so they've been trying to push people, like, to kill more deer, but Joe Schmo's not doing it because he wants to kill a big buck over here, and he's only killing that big buck and not the 6 does that need to be killed on his property, 7, 8, 9, 10 does, whatever it is. And like, hey, open up your place to a kid coming and doing that, or maybe a buddy of yours or a cousin or whoever it is. Like, create that opportunity for them.
Yeah.
So what if it's a doe? They want the meat.
Yeah. I mean, just especially somebody's brand new or never done it. The doe is perfect. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's I wish we did have more opportunity. It's just a matter of networking, though. And I think, who you know and all that good stuff. Because you can get on a place pretty easy. Just start asking around and networking a little bit.
That's a scary thing for a new hunter.
It is.
For, like, somebody who just took it on, like, thinking about a lease.
Start asking people, or like,
But there's programs within the state, like Texas Wildlife Association. They're out of New Braunfels that they have I think they call it the delayed onset program. Like, adult hunters who've never done it before, they take adults out and show them everything. Texas Parks and Wildlife has stuff with, like, their stewards of the wild. I think that's what's called stewards of the outdoors. There's other programs like that. I think we just need to do a better job at educating people on those opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. Well, sweet, man. Well, we are at about almost 2 hours. So, yeah.
That go. Yeah. That's the longest podcast I've ever done. No, I'm kidding.
It's funny. These could really fly by for sure. The first couple were over 2 hours, and most of them around, just over an hour. But,
yeah,
when you start talking about hunting, we could go on for another hour, 2 hours, honestly,
Well, yeah. You can.
Yeah.
You can.
We could dive into some stuff, but yeah, any last thoughts or anything you want to add?
Not really. Not really. I mean, I think most important thing, anybody that wants to get in the outdoor industry, just don't be afraid to shoot your shot. I know we probably as dudes probably said that all the time. So like trying to date girls and whatnot. I mean, whoever it is, don't be afraid to shoot your shot with company, getting to know somebody, doing whatever. Because I think there's a lot of people that we need more people in the outdoor industry that can be stewards to protect what we love.
Yeah.
So
get your kids into it
Yep.
early.
Absolutely.
See how you can help, right? It's not just to shoot your shot of, hey, I want to work for you, but bring some ideas of how you can.
You can.
Add some value, see how you can add value, see how you can help.
Yeah.
It's ask an idea. If you have an idea for a platform or something you want to start, ask someone.
It's not even necessarily that. There's conservation groups out there like NWTF, National Wild Turkey Federation.
RMEF.
Yep, RMEF that, they're doing habitat restoration projects and stuff like that.
Volunteering at
Volunteering.
We all went this year to the RMEF one here in
Oh,
Fred.
yeah, that was awesome. Want to go?
That's in the spring.
Yeah.
So you should come with us.
I've been wanting to, but every time I do, it's like they do it on a weekend that I'm traveling for a turkey hunt or something for work. Because I know you wanted me to come. I'm like, I'm going to be. I think I was in Montana.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, doing stuff like that, and then like I said, going to those consumer trade shows, and just a lot of times at those consumer trade shows, like Western Hunt Expo,
I want to go
tack shoots,
NWTF, like a lot of times. Not necessarily their head of marketing, but you're going to have people in the marketing department, sales department, whoever it is, that you can start just making a connection. Like, obviously, don't go in there with the intention of like, hey, hire me. But if you're a kid, get in there and get to know that person, because more than likely they'll either be there or somewhere else, and that's how you can get in one day.
Yeah.
That's how I got at HuntStand, because I met Josh through a writer's camp, and we just kind of stayed in touch.
Yeah.
He saw me doing the Numa thing, and he's like, hey, tell me about this Numa thing. Little did I know.
Yeah, I didn't know Numa actually had Dan for a while.
Yeah, we did. That was because I had started that podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I reached out to Dan. I was like, hey, man, I saw you're not with Sitka anymore.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he responded to me.
That's cool.
Now he can't get rid of me.
Yeah.
Now he can't get rid of me.
Yeah. Brock, any last things?
No, it's great. I gotta go pick up my kids.
Yeah, we got you with it. All right, y'all. Well, that is it for today. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, but also that little bell so you get notified anytime we put out the episode just like this. And if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, if you could leave us a review, that will help get these episodes out as well. But outside of that, y'all, I had fun.
Yeah,
Same.
thank you.
It was a good one. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Get to know you,
man. All right, we'll see y'all next time.